Episode 4. We're back. We got a big one here. I'm Trey Scott.
I'm Ryan Pittman.
Let's get into it. First, let's give a special thanks to our sponsors. Who we got, Ryan?
Yeah, Mark Herring Law, Lions Industries for the Blind, Blizzard Contract Flooring, and Plaza del Mariachi Mexican Restaurant. We couldn't do it without you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all are the best. Let's go ahead and jump into the standings. We're about midway through the season. Yeah, I would say midway. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's about halfway mark.
Yeah, we're in the conference play now, so.
Yeah. So baseball, we got Parrott, they're 9-1. South Lenoir's 8-1. North Lenoir 6-3. Greene Central's 5-5. Jones Senior's 5-6. Bethel Christian's 3-3, and Kinston's 0-8. Moving to the ladies on their side, North Lenoir's off to a great start, 7-1. Bethel Christian's 5-2. South Lenoir bounced back, 5-3. Jones Senior's 2-5. Parrott's 2-6. Kinston's 0-4, and Greene Central's 0-12.
Yeah, Trey, really good to start off. I know you're a Greene Central guy, so I got a question for you. Is Greene Central collapsing on the baseball side?
It's a fair question. It's a fair question, and honestly, Greene County has been spoiled. Has been spoiled very badly the last 2 seasons, and obviously look at the players they lost. You can see what Braden Burris is doing at ECU. Shameless plug to the Pirate Pulse. Make sure you follow the Pirate Pulse. But you can see what he's been doing. That's a lot to replace. Not just him. Yeah. There was 5 other seniors as well. But when I first saw this team and I first saw him play against Hunt, I'm like, oh, man, they didn't look good. Then I saw him play against North Lenoir, and I was like, man, both these teams didn't look good. Bear with me.
We're getting somewhere here. We're getting somewhere.
I was like, both these teams didn't get good. Didn't look good. Then they play Southern Wayne, and they looked terrible. It was an absolute bad loss, and that's when I was like, okay, I don't know how good they are.
Yeah.
But since then, they split with North Lenoir. North Lenoir has been surging. North Lenoir's came back and showed us how powerful they are. They're on a 4-game win streak. They've only lost to great arms and good teams. And they lost 2 games to Southwest Escombe, who's the number 1 team RPI-wise, and they're 9-1. And they lost to an Aiden Griffin team who was 8-3. In them last 3 losses they had, they lost by 1 run with a tying run on third. So they're in there, but they're not winning the games. So they had to find a way to manufacture runs. They had to find a way to get that man on third in, whether it's bunting, whether it's moving. I don't know. Look, yeah. I'm not the coach. I'm not going to act like I'm the coach, but they got to do a better job. Simple as that. They're playing tough. They're a better team than I thought they are. I see them progressing. I like that they're losing these close games now. Maybe they'll continue because they are a very young team. A couple of notes, Sutton Harris is playing well. Logan Burris is playing well, talking about the young guys. But another guy I would love to see more is Trey Eatman. He's come off the bench, the pinch run a little bit. I see him hit one off the wall. He's a big, strong-looking kid, superior athlete. I would love to see Eatman get some more minutes. But, man, shout out once again to Riley Rafford on the mound for holding it down in 23 innings, 41 strikeouts. He has been dominant, but he has to get the support. I think it's coming. They play good against good teams. They're getting better. They just won against Southside. We'll see more. Next up, Bethel Christian Softball. Like we said, good record. Let me go back to that record. 5-2. How good are they?
They're great. They're a good team. I've seen them a couple times. I saw them last Friday against Parrott. Saw them this week against Wilmington Christian. They got a game that's happening right now while we're recording against Wilson Christian, which is a huge game to them because they lost to Wilson Christian 6-1 early in this year. So after that Wilson Christian game, they won 3 in a row. They've outscored their opponents 49-9 in those 3 games.
Nice.
And on the year, so 7 games, they've scored 105 runs and only allowed 37. But I just want to run off, when you look at the stats, I mean, this is a very young team. If you ask Coach Ashley and Coach Curtis, he's got a really young team, but them girls are hitting. Emerson Smith, she's batting .650. She's got 13 hits, 13 RBIs, 5 doubles. Suzanne Rouse, I know that's a name you like to talk about. She's batting .476, 10 hits, 14 RBIs, 5 doubles, and a triple. Michaela Cash, .579, 11 hits, 6 RBIs. Lily Turner, .526, 10 hits, 14 RBIs. Bailey Smith is a very young player. She's batting .625, 15 hits, and 5 RBIs. But then on the pitching side, Suzanne and Emerson are getting the pitches in. Suzanne, 22 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, only 3 walks. Emerson Smith, 12 innings, 14 strikeouts, 5 walks. When I talked to Coach Nairn after the game Tuesday when they play Wilmington Christian, he said they've been really working in the cages. And, I mean, if you look at these numbers, you can see Bethel is very good.
Good deal. And we're going to keep track of this. They were supposed to play in a scrimmage or jamboree with South Lenoir at the beginning of the year. Didn't happen because of weather.
Yeah, the ice.
But that would have been a good measuring stick to see how good they are. I believe you. I think they're good as well. We're leaving here to go watch them play.
Yeah.
So we're going to see more. Next up, what you got for me?
Yeah, so sticking to softball, how good is North Lenoir Softball?
And they're on the top of the list, so it's a deserving question. They're good. They're good. I was able to go to Alyssa Hatcher's volleyball signing the other day. Congrats to Alyssa. And I was able to talk to their head coach, Colby Miller, and, man, I love the guy. He's a young guy. I love Bobby Hatcher, too. Don't get me wrong. He's still in the dugout as well. But he's a young guy. He's energetic. He seems like he knows his stuff. And I'm not going to go too deep in this because this rivalry week, and we're going to talk North Lenoir, South Lenoir later. But they're good, man. They're good, and Hallie Fowler deserves a shout-out, man. She's on a tear, hitting .682, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles, 3 triples, and there's 8 athletes hitting over 300, 6 players hitting over 500. This team is really good. One more shout-out defensively. Watch out for freshman Allie Reeves at the shortstop position. Freshman on this team says a lot. A team that's 7-1 that's got a lot of returners, and you're playing shortstop, you got to be good. Keep your eye on Allie Reeves. That's just a little nugget for you guys for coming up. All right, let's move on for a little bit, and we'll go back to North Lenoir Softball and South Lenoir and North Lenoir South Lenoir baseball. Bethel versus APA. This was a big one, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
Talked about it last week.
Bethel had them on the ropes, 3-0. I looked at the score. I texted you. I said, "Oh my God, they're going to do it. They're going to do it." But hold on, you said Parrott was going to lose.
I did. Yeah, I did. I rocked with Bethel in this one, and Coach Sutton. I really felt like leading up to that game, Parrott had made some mistakes in the outfield. First inning, like you said, Bethel. Cade Mixon was starting. That was his first start of the year. It looked a little shaky. I mean, they gave up 3 runs in the top of the first inning to Bethel. I said some of the parents from Parrott were like, hey, you were wrong, but you might be right. So I started moving around a little bit more. But Parrott hung in there. Coach Kravitz, he's got them guys playing well. They tied up. I think it was the 4th inning or so. They finally get it back to 3-3. But shout out to Cade Mixon. I mean, he had 10 strikeouts in that game, only allowing 3 hits, really settled in. The defense, the whole team really settled in. Then the 7th inning, they bust for 6th inning, bottom of the 6th. They get 7 runs on the board, and, that was it.
I'm just going to say it. I mean, we knew, I understand you picked Bethel to win. No disrespect to Bethel, but we knew – baseball-wise, Parrott was supposed to win.
Yeah.
Supposed to win. On paper, they're supposed to win. But shout out to Bethel for coming in and almost winning that game. Cooper Williams, Braden Cash, who else?
Jamie Williams. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of guys on that Bethel team, man. They're the top 4 of that lineup is, I would put them with any team that we cover in this area. But, shout out, like you said, Cooper Williams. Cooper pitched well. He had 8 strikeouts in the game, and I know he was accounted for, I think, the 4th run, technically the winning run for Parrott. But, I mean, up until, Cooper got pulled, and then, 2 other pitchers came in for Bethel. I mean, he was willing, he was dealing. Coach Sutton was happy with his performance. But, shout out to Coach Kravitz. Shout out to the guys at Parrott. One of the things I really liked after the game when I talked to Kravitz was he said, nobody's going to outwork us in the weight room, in the classroom, on the field. And, it kind of showed down at the end of the game. I've seen it in football. I've seen it in basketball. I've seen it in baseball. When it gets towards the end of a game, Parrott's never out of it, and they showed it on Friday night. But softball, Bethel got a big win over Parrott. And, it was a 19-7 win for Bethel. Lily Turner, a girl I just talked about with Bethel, she went 4 for 4, had 2 RBIs. She's batting in the 9 hole for Bethel, and it's very important. You know, we kind of saw it last year with Greene Central, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how that bottom of the lineup really turned for the top? She's doing, you know, the job. She's getting on base. She's getting hits for the top of the lineup for Bethel. Callie Sanderson had a 2-run home run in the first inning. In fact, Bethel got out to a 3-1 lead. Perry got out to a 3-1 lead against Bethel, and then Bethel kind of, you know, reeled it in and started getting some hits, scoring some runs. But, I mean, there were some great ball games on Friday. And guess what? We get the rematches at Bethel coming up in 2 weeks, I think.
That's a great rival. Look, you got in football, we look forward to North Lenoir, South Lenoir. We look forward to Greene Central, Kinston. Mm-hmm. We look forward to all the rivals. In basketball, we look forward to Greene Central, Kinston. We look forward to the Kinston-North Lenoir matchup. But when it comes to baseball and softball, there's one matchup we circle. And we've been circling this for the last 4 weeks. It's time. It's time. This is coming out Friday morning. It's Thursday right now, but this is coming out Friday morning. And today we got baseball, baby. We got softball. We got North Lenoir versus South Lenoir. It's time to talk about it. The best 10-minute sports show, throw that out the window. We're already past that. We're going to talk about this. No rush. No reason to rush this at all. Let's go ahead and start off with the girls leading the way. North Lenoir's coming in 7-1. South Lenoir's coming in 5-3. Ryan, this is a great matchup. Like I said, I talked to Coach Miller 2 days ago. We already know what Coach Harvey's bringing. I think they got two great coaches leading these programs. I think both programs are loaded with ball players. What do you think about this matchup? Don't give me a prediction yet. What do you think about the matchup?
I mean, I think it's going to be just like what you see with any other times these teams step on the field. Like you said, it's a rivalry game. You know, we're Carolina guys, man. So Duke, Carolina, Red Sox, Yankees. Anytime that the rivals step on the field, you throw the records out, throw everything out. I think this, you know, for softball, it's going to be a very hard-fought game. I'm curious to see who gets the call for South Lenoir pitching. They have had some. They've got really good pitching. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, but North Lenoir has some potent bats right now. Yes. So I'm curious to see the pitching matchup for South Lenoir against the North Lenoir hitters. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure does. I want to look at the overall work of the teams. You know, South Lenoir is 5-3, but honestly, they've played better. They've played better teams. That's no shot at North Lenoir. Even Coach Miller's told me that himself. I'm not necessarily they've played better teams, but North Lenoir ain't really played the greatest teams yet besides Farmville. And they beat Farmville. In the game they lost to Farmville, they probably should have beat them that time as well. So I think this team is very evenly matched. Also looking at South Lenoir's body of work, man, you play against South Central. I got it right here somewhere.
Richlands twice.
Richlands twice. North Duplин's a good team. They gave North Duplin their only loss. They beat East Duplin. They took care of Southwest Onslow. They split with North Duplin, but North Duplin's a good team. This is a good game for both teams. Both teams are primed for a good matchup, and both teams have hitters.
Yeah.
Rylan Wade, Carly Boone. Let's just throw them out there, man. They're all Maddie Rouse, Jayla Ross. Both Maddie and Jayla just hit 2 home runs each last game. The pitching's going to be big. The defense is going to be big. Last year it was big. It came down to 1 run. It was tight. I think it came down to 1 run, but I know it came down to like 1 or 2 deciding plays that decided the game. I really don't know who to pick. I already know who I'm going to pick, but if I'm given a real answer, I really don't know who to pick. Coming into the episode, I had, I'm going to pick this team. This is what I think is going to win. The more I dig deeper, the more I look into it, this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Both of us are going to be there tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and give you my prediction.
I'm next. Go ahead.
I'm going to take South Lenoir.
Ooh.
I'm going to take South Lenoir. I'm going to take Coach Harvey. I'm going to take Carly Boone. I'm going to take the girls south of the river. I think they get it done again. But shout out also, side note, shout out to this conference for not scheduling these games back to back. What I mean by that, if you look at the conference at Jones and Southside, Northside, Pinetown, their conference games, they play them twice in the same week. Thank you. Was it Eastern Carolina Plains 2A, whatever it is? East Central. Yeah. East Central. Thank you for giving us this game and then at the very end.
That's right.
I'm going to take South Lenoir on the softball field.
And my prediction, man, I know they're banged up a little bit. Both teams are banged up a little bit, actually. Both teams are banged up, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going with the Hogs. I know I'm going to hear it. I love my South Lenoir people. They love me, obviously. But I'm going with the Hawks. I do think it's going to be close. I think the Hawks have just a little bit more experience. I think they're rolling just a little bit more. I'm not confident with this one. Honestly, I'm not confident with this one. But
it wouldn't surprise you either way.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me either way. This is a true rival game, and we're grateful that both teams are really, really good. This is 2 playoff teams. We got playoff baseball and playoff softball in March.
Yeah.
All right, moving to the next one. North Lenoir versus South Lenoir. Let's pull up the records again. South Lenoir's at the top with 8-1, and North Lenoir's been surging with a 4-game win streak. I got it right there somewhere, 6-3. So both teams are surging. One thing I would like to say, I called out North Lenoir's hitters not too long ago, saying, "Where you at?" And because they got a lot of seniors and a lot of supporting cast that need to step up, and they have.
What they do?
They've been hitting the ball. Hitting the ball. Petey Wiggins got 2 home runs lately. Carter Chadwick, Jalen Miller, all the guys, man. Bladen Pridgeon as well. I know he's a younger guy, but he's had 4 RBIs the last game. They have really came through. They've been hitting the ball. Like last night against CBA, they got down 5 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
No problem. Hold my beer.
Yeah. Well, look, 3 weeks ago, they got down 5. I would never thought they would come back from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's and CPA Cock is a very good team. And I'm from Wilson, so right up 117 in Pikeville. I've seen, what we did. I'm pretty sure we talked about them last year too. I mean, they've been pumping some guys into college and major league. So shout out to North Lenoir. I'm glad to see that. But South Lenoir too. I'm expecting a dog matchup on the mound. I want to see, and I think from getting a little insight, I think we're going to see Garrett Bird and Tadpole going, against each other. I can't wait to see that. I think that's going to be a dynamic, pitching duel for 2 great pitchers, 2 great athletes that we get to cover. And, I know North Lenoir's bats have been kind of hot. South Lenoir, Tadpole has a way of making you swing and miss a lot.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see if they can stay hot. This game at South Lenoir last year came down to, a couple mistakes here and there, and it was like 1-2 run game, right? Yep. And South Lenoir won. So I don't think we're going to see those kind of same mistakes this week at this time. But, I mean, like you said, we can talk about it all day. Man, what a great matchup we got.
With these 2 rosters, there's so much history in this. I've watched these kids grow up. I've watched Jake Howard pitch. I've watched Tadpole pitch. I've watched Jake Howard hit. I've watched Jaden Miller hit. I've watched Carter Chadwick. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Man, these guys know each other very, very well. I'm not going to say they don't like each other, but it is South Lenoir, North Lenoir. They're not supposed to like each other. They definitely have their mutual respect for each other. They're going to go at it. They went at it last year, both games. And I expect North Lenoir to come and bring it. I think they will bring it. I think they're going to give South Lenoir hell. I really do. As well, I think South Lenoir is going to bring it as well. Christian Couples, the list goes on and on. Clements, Tadpole, like we done said.
Jacob Howard.
Reed Davis. Yeah. Both teams are really, really deep. But, Ryan, I think you hit it right on the head. I'm going to go ahead and give you my prediction. With my prediction, it goes down to Tadpole, man. He's such an elite pitcher, man. He's one of the best kids we cover all around on the plate and pitching. And most importantly, he's pitching. If Tadpole's on the mound, I'm going tight game, and I'm giving it to South Lenoir.
Yeah, I'm gonna take South Lenoir as well in this game. I think it's going to, like I said, we're going to get a very good pitching matchup. This team for South Lenoir is pretty much the same team from last year. I feel like North Lenoir lost more than South Lenoir lost. If you're with me there, I think South Lenoir gets it done. Garrett Bird is no slouch, pitching, and he's gonna be juiced up, not juiced up. He's gonna be jacked up, ready to go. Sorry,
don't put that on him.
Not on baseball. I'm not sorry.
No, we don't use juice up in baseball.
He's gonna be jacked up, man. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be firing that ball in there. If the Blue Devils can get some early hits, they can time up that fastball. We've seen some balls travel out there. I would love to see some long balls for both teams, but I'm gonna take Tadpole. I'm gonna take South Lenoir. I'm gonna take Coach Novicki. I'm gonna take everybody south of the river. And I expect to see a great game.
I do too as well. Let's move on. All right, our home run kings and queens brought to you by Lions Industries.
It's gotten longer.
It's
more people.
There's more people up there. We got some 3-run homers up there, and starting with the North Lenoir Hawks, Jayla Ross and Maddie Ralph, both from North Lenoir, both got 3 home runs. Peyton Powler for Jones Senior, 2 home runs. Callie Tyndall, South Lenoir, 2 home runs. Garrett Bird, 2 home runs. Rylan Wade, 2 home runs from South Lenoir. Petey Wiggins, 2 home runs from North Lenoir. Rylan Wade again. I got it there twice. Chloe Cole for South Lenoir, 1 home run. Carly Boone, 1 home run. South Lenoir. Jay Sassonet, 1 home run. Jake Howard, 1 home run. Lily Turner, Bethel Christian, 1 home run. Riley Rappard, Greene Central, 1 home run. Sydney Myers, APA, 1 home run. Tanner Outlaw, got him a dinger. APA, 1 home run. Christian Couple still on the board with 1 home run. And Braden Cash from Bethel, 1 home run. And last but not least, Lakin Whitley has her 1
Callie Sanderson, 1 home run.
Hey, it's going to be a great game. We got the best coverage in Eastern North Carolina. South Lenoir, North Lenoir, New Sports. Check us out. We will be covering the game. We will have your highlights. We'll have your updates. Check us out on Facebook, all of it. We'll even give you a post-game report on video. You down with that?
I'm down with that. I'll bring my tripod.
We'll do both.
Well, it's Friday night, baby. We ain't got nothing else to do.
Hey, let's do it, man. Hey, look, most importantly, thank you to our sponsors, Mark Heron Law, Lions Industries for the Blind, Blizzard's Contract and Flooring. Ryan, I'll let you say the last one.
Plaza del Mariachi.
Only class I ever failed in school was Spanish. Only class. I'm terrible. Hey, that's all it is for this week, man. Like I said, big rivalry games. Check us out. I'm Trey Scott.
I'm Ryan Pittman.